Have you ever looked at her and thought, wow, she's so sweet. She would never do anything wrong. She smiles at you, talks softly, acts like she's scared to hurt a fly. But somehow, you start giving more, doing more, changing your whole world to fit hers. And guess what? You never even saw it coming. Because it didn't feel like manipulation. It felt like love, like care, like she needs me. But deep inside, something felt off. Your chest got tight, your head got confused, you lost track of yourself. That's not an accident. That's what I call the trap of innocence. Let's break it down together, my friend. And once we do, you'll never fall for this again. Innocence isn't always what it looks like. Picture a tiny puppy. It jumps in your lap, licks your face, looks up with big soft eyes. You melt. You feel warm. You say, "Aw, how cute." Now imagine, that same puppy has sharp teeth. It's chewing your shoes, tearing up your house. But you still say, "It's okay. It didn't mean it." Because it looks innocent. That's exactly how some women play the game. They act gentle, fragile, harmless. But deep down, they know what they're doing. They want you to feel like the strong protector, the fixer, the rescuer. And once you take that bait, they control the whole game. The hidden tricks of innocent manipulation. Let me show you how it works. It's not loud and it's not mean. It's soft, quiet, and sneaky. She says things like, "I didn't mean to upset you, but now you feel guilty. I just want to help you, but now you feel wrong for saying no. I'm not like other girls, but now you feel special and stuck." She plays confused. "Oh, I didn't understand. Can you explain again?" So you stay longer, give more, try harder. She plays the victim. "Everyone always leaves me." So now you're afraid to walk away, even when you want to. She doesn't yell. She doesn't fight. She just makes you question your own thoughts. Suddenly, you're saying sorry when you did nothing wrong. You're doing things you don't even want to do. You're slowly disappearing. Why this trap works so well? Because you're a good man. You want to help. You want to protect. You don't want to be the bad guy. She knows this, so she uses it. It's not always evil. Sometimes she's doing it without even knowing, but the effect is the same. You lose your power. She gains control. The Stoic way to outsmart it all. Now here's the secret. You don't need to fight her. You don't need to argue or attack. You just need to see clearly. And then, stay still inside. Stoic men don't react to every soft voice or pretty face. They stay calm. They stay centered. They think before they move. Here's what you do. First, pause. Breathe. Think. Ask yourself, are her words matching her actions? 2. Stay grounded. Don't get pulled in by guilt or poor me stories. Look at the facts. 3. Don't chase. Don't bend. Keep your plans. Keep your path. Kindness is good, but never forget your backbone. Innocence can be real, but it can also be a costume. Don't get tricked by the soft tone. Don't let her smile make you blind. See the truth. Stand your ground. Because the moment you stop dancing to her soft little tune, she either drops the act or walks away. And either way, you win. Now, are you ready to see how detachment actually makes you more attractive and powerful? why you must stop always being there. What if I told you that being too nice, too present, and too available could be the very reason she stops respecting you? Sounds crazy, right? You're just being kind. You're showing love. You're giving her your time, your heart, your focus. But here's the twist. The more you give without space, the more she pulls away. Not because you're not good enough, but because you're too easy to reach. Let's dig into this hidden rule no one teaches men. The trap of always being there. Most men think, if I'm always around, if I always answer, if I always say yes, she'll see how much I care. But here's the truth. She doesn't feel closer to you when you're always there. She starts to feel like she has too much of your attention. You don't have your own life. You're too eager, which feels desperate. That soft, innocent look she gives you, it only works when she knows you care more than she does. So she uses it because she sees you'll stay no matter what. Space creates value. Think about it like this. Imagine you have a chocolate bar. You eat it every single day. It's always there. After a while, it doesn't feel special anymore. Now imagine you only get that same chocolate once a month. It's rare. You wait for it. And when you finally taste it again, it feels amazing. That's how space works. When you're not always there, you become rare. And rare always feels more valuable. How women react when you're not always available. Here's what happens when you start creating space. She starts thinking about you more. She wonders what you're doing. She feels a little tension, a little pull. She may say things like, "Are you okay? You've been quiet lately. Do you still like me?" You see what's happening? Suddenly, she's the one checking in. She's the one thinking more. That's not manipulation, that's balance. Because now she has to value your time. She has to work for your attention. And deep down, she respects you more. Living a life bigger than her. When you're always available, you send a message. My life isn't that full. You are the most exciting part of it. But high-value men don't live like that. They have purpose. They have goals. They have silence. They have peace. They don't need to be texting all day. They don't need to show up every time she calls. They don't need to fill the air with words. They know space builds strength. Silence isn't ignoring. It's power. Here's what most guys get wrong. They think if they aren't texting her, or if they take a day for themselves, she'll forget them. She remembers you more when you stop chasing. And when you let silence exist, she has to face her own feelings. She starts to wonder, why am I missing him? Why do I want to hear from him? What's so different about him? That's the mystery you want. You're not ghosting her. You're not playing games. You're just being a man who doesn't need to be loud to be felt. Don't explain, don't apologize. And here's the key. When you start creating space dash, don't explain yourself. Don't say, "Sorry, I've been busy. Sorry, I didn't text. Sorry, I didn't call." Why? Because now you've made your space look like a mistake. It wasn't, it was you. Choosing yourself. And that is what she will remember. She might look innocent, software sweet. But even the sweetest face learns to take you for granted. If you give too much, too fast, too often, let her miss you. Let her wonder. Let the silence speak. Because when you stop being everywhere, she starts wanting to be closer than ever. The dangerous game of poor me and why you must stay calm. She says, I didn't mean to upset you. With watery eyes and a soft voice, she looks hurt. She acts confused. She plays innocent. But wait, didn't she just disrespect you? Didn't she ignore your boundaries? Didn't she push your limits? Now suddenly, you're the bad guy. This is one of the oldest tricks in the book, and if you don't learn how to spot it, you'll always end up chasing her and apologizing for things you didn't even do. The poor me act, fake tears, real control. Let's be real, not every woman does this. But the ones who do, they've learned how to win by looking soft and hurt, not strong and angry. It's a game of emotional flipping. She causes a problem. You react. And suddenly she's crying or acting helpless. And now you're the one saying, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to scare you, I didn't want to hurt you. But wait a second. Didn't she break your trust? Didn't she cross the line? Why are you the one saying sorry? Because she used her innocence to flip the story. That's the power of the poor me act. What she's really doing. Here's what's happening under the surface. She doesn't want to take accountability. So instead of owning her behavior, she turns herself into a victim. She may not even know she's doing it. Some girls were raised to believe that crying equals power, that if they look weak, someone will rescue them. And guess what? Many men fall for it every single time. But not you. Not anymore. Because now you know the trick. Now you know what's really going on. Your superpower. Emotional control. Here's the key. Don't explode. Don't argue. Don't try to prove your point. She's hoping for that. She wants you emotional, because once you lose your cool, she can say, see, you're scary, you're too much. I didn't do anything. But when you stay calm, you confuse her. You stay steady. You don't beg. You don't get loud. You don't chase. You say with full control, let's take a break. I need time to think. Now she has to sit in her own actions. Now she has to feel the silence. Now she sees you're not the fool she thought you were. Reflection hurts. That's good. When you walk away calmly, she'll think hard. She'll replay what happened. She'll realize you're not like other guys. You don't react, you reflect. That's power. Most men are so scared of losing her, they jump through hoops the second she frowns. But not you. You know that your calm is stronger than her tears. Why this drives her crazy, in a good way. Here's the part she doesn't expect. When you don't chase, when you don't explain, when you don't get emotional, she feels something deep. She starts to wonder, why didn't he react? Why didn't he fight back? Did I go too far? Suddenly, her mind is racing, and your silence is louder than shouting. You didn't play her game. You outsmarted it. That's when she begins to respect you. Understand this. Women don't always test you on purpose. Sometimes they're just reacting to their own emotions. But either way, it's a test. They want to know, can this man handle pressure? Will he fold when I cry? Will he lose his mind when I pull away? A high-value man doesn't fold. He doesn't beg. He doesn't chase fake innocence. He stays grounded, even when the storm is loud. The secret trick of confused affection, and why you must never fall for it. She says things like, wait, I didn't know you felt that way. Or, I thought we were just having fun. And then, she smiles. She touches your arm. She leans closer. But deep down, you feel something's off. She's acting innocent. But you're the one feeling confused, used, and dizzy inside. That's not love. That's a trap. Let's break down one of the sneakiest moves ever used. The confused but sweet girl. What is confused affection? It's when a woman acts unsure about the relationship, but still gives you just enough love to keep you hooked. One day, she tells you, "I'm not sure what I want." The next day, she's calling you cute names, cuddling you, or texting late at night. She doesn't fully commit, but she never really leaves either. Why? Because she wants the attention. She wants the safety of your energy, but she doesn't want to give anything real back. How it works on your mind. This kind of behavior scrambles your brain. It makes you doubt yourself, question what's real, keep chasing her affection, hope that one day she'll finally love you back. She's not being evil, but she is being selfish. She's keeping you emotionally invested, while she stays free to do whatever she wants. You feel like you're almost winning her, but never fully. That's not a relationship. That's a loop. And it's designed to keep you stuck. Why you must set a wall of self-worth. Here's the truth. If you don't know your own value, you'll accept half love as good enough. You'll say things like, "At least she's still around. Maybe I'm just too emotional. She's just confused. I can fix this." But you can't fix confusion that isn't real. She's not confused. She's comfortable. And as long as you stay available, she has no reason to make a real choice. That's why you must choose you. Build your wall of self-worth. Not a wall to keep love out, but a wall that blocks games, manipulation, and mixed signals. Stoic men choose direction, not confusion. Stoic wisdom teaches us this. The wise man goes forward with purpose. He does not wait in fog, hoping for light. So don't stay in emotional fog. If a woman isn't clear about you, let her be unclear somewhere else. You don't chase someone who keeps changing the rules. You walk away without fear, because you have a direction. And when you move with direction, you move with peace. The rule of no half love. Here's your rule now. If her love is unclear, I disappear. Not in anger, not to hurt her, but to protect your peace. You don't need big fights. You don't need deep talks that go nowhere. You just need one strong decision. This is not enough for me. I deserve better. And then you live your life fully, freely, and without waiting. You must be willing to walk away. Here's something powerful. Most men fear walking away because they think they'll never find someone else. But that fear, that's the real trap. A high-value man doesn't live in fear. He knows. If a woman can't match my clarity, she can't stay in my world. That kind of strength is rare, and women feel it. The moment she sees you're serious about peace, she starts to take you seriously. You're not cold, you're clear. Let's be clear. Walking away from confusion doesn't make you heartless. It makes you healthy. You're not ignoring her. You're not punishing her. You're just refusing to stay where love isn't clear. And that's something most men never learn. But you're different. You're choosing peace over pain, clarity over chaos, truth over tricks. That's stoic power. She may say she's unsure. She may act soft and sweet. She may even smile while leaving your heart in pieces. But you're no longer falling for that. You know your value now. And if someone can't see it clearly, they don't get to be close to it. Walk in purpose, live in peace, and get ready. What if I told you, you don't have to chase, you don't have to beg, you don't even have to speak, and yet she starts thinking about you, wondering where you went, missing you like crazy. How? It's not magic, it's not mind games. It's a silent force called scarcity. And once you understand it, you'll stop being forgotten and start being unforgettable. What is scarcity? Scarcity means something is rare, hard to find, not always around. Think about gold or diamonds. Why are they valuable? Because you can't find them everywhere. Because not everyone can have them. And because they don't beg to be wanted. Now think about you. Are you acting like gold? Or like something she can reach anytime? What happens when you're too available? When you're always around? Always texting? Always saying yes? She gets used to you. You stop being special. You stop being a mystery. You become a background sound in her life. Even if she likes you, she won't value you. Why? Because your energy is everywhere all the time. And in the human brain, what's always there gets ignored. Scarcity activates her brain. Here's something powerful. When something disappears or feels rare, the brain lights up. It starts asking questions like, why isn't he texting today? What's he doing that's more important than me? Is he pulling away or is he just busy? Wait, do I miss him? Now she's thinking about you. Not because you said anything, but because you were quiet. That's the power of space. That's the power of not always being available. But this isn't about playing games. Let's be clear. You're not ignoring her to hurt her. You're not acting busy to mess with her head. You're just living your life. You're working on your goals. You're going to the gym. You're spending time with people who support you. You're learning new things. And guess what? In that process, you're naturally not available all the time. That's not a strategy. That's self-respect. And women feel the difference. Scarcity equals self-respect. When you make time for yourself first, it shows that your life has purpose. You're not just sitting around, waiting for her messages, or watching if she liked your story. You're focused, you're centered, you're building something that doesn't need her to be complete. That's attractive, because now you're not asking her to join your life. You're inviting her to witness it, and only if she brings peace. What happens when you step back with purpose? She feels it. Not because you're angry, not because you're cold, but because your energy isn't reaching for her anymore. And that silence, it's loud. It makes her think, wait, why isn't he trying like before? Did he lose interest? Is he seeing someone better? Her mind starts to chase you, and she doesn't even know why. Let the silence work for you. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can say is nothing. Let her wonder. Let her sit in the silence, not as punishment, but as a moment of truth. If she truly values you, she'll show up. If she doesn't, she was never really yours. That's the rule of scarcity. What is rare becomes wanted. What is always there becomes ignored. Focus on your world, not hers. Instead of trying to get her to chase, focus on your own world. Build something strong. Chase your own goals. Be proud of your silence, because it's not empty. It's full of power, and women feel that power before you ever say a word. You don't have to fight to be seen. You don't have to argue to be loved. You just have to be rare. And let your energy speak louder than your words. Because when you choose yourself first, you become the man she can't stop thinking about. The guilt trap, and how to stay strong when she tries to make you feel bad. Have you ever said no to a woman? And suddenly she looks hurt, like you did something wrong. You feel bad, even though you didn't do anything wrong, even though you were just taking care of yourself. This is the guilt trap, and if you don't learn how to spot it, you'll keep giving up your power just to make someone else feel better. Today you're going to break free from that trap for good. How the guilt trap works. Let's say you want some time alone. You tell her you can't talk right now, or you don't feel like going out. Suddenly she says, "Wow, I guess you don't care about me. You always make time for everything else. It's fine. I'll just be sad alone." Now your chest feels heavy. You start thinking, did I hurt her? Was I selfish? But pause. Breathe. You didn't do anything wrong. You're allowed to protect your energy. You're allowed to rest. You're allowed to say no. Guilt is a tool when used against you. Guilt is a powerful feeling. It makes people question themselves. It makes them feel like they're the bad guy, even when they're not. Some women, even without meaning to, use guilt to control. They act innocent. They act like the victim, but really, they're trying to make you change your choice. Not because it's right, but because it makes them more comfortable. That's the trap. Your peace is not up for debate. As a man, you must protect your peace. That doesn't mean you stop caring. It means you stop overgiving. If she's sad because you're busy, that's okay. If she's quiet because you didn't give her what she wanted, that's okay too. You don't need to fix her emotions. You only need to stay true to your boundaries. Guilt only works if you feel it. Here's the truth. No one can make you feel guilty. They can only try. The guilt only sticks if you believe you did something wrong. So ask yourself, did I lie? Did I break a promise? Did I harm someone? If the answer is no, then you're just being pressured. And pressure is not love. It's control. Stay calm. Stay centered. When a woman plays innocent to make you feel bad, stay calm. Don't explain too much. Don't beg her to understand. Just say, I care about you, but I need to do this for me. Then do it. Without fear, without guilt. She may pout. She may act like you're cold. But deep down, she respects it. Why? Because you're showing emotional mastery. When saying nothing says everything, what if your silence was louder than any words you could ever say? What if the quiet moments, the ones where you say nothing, actually made her want you more? Most men try to fix every moment with talking, explaining, or texting. But the rarest men, the most powerful ones, they know the magic of stillness. Let's uncover how emotional stillness turns mystery into magnetism. Stillness isn't cold. It's powerful. When a woman tries to stir your emotions, she's not always looking for words. Sometimes she wants to see, can you stay calm? Can you hold your space? Even when things get uncomfortable. That's what stillness is. Not silence to punish. Not distance to play games. but peace inside yourself that doesn't shake when the storm comes. Stillness says, I don't chase chaos, I bring calm. And that calm is magnetic. Mystery is created in the quiet. Talking too much, explaining too much, being always available, it removes all the mystery. But when you're still, when you're calm, when you stop reacting, she starts to wonder what's going on in his mind. Why isn't he chasing me? Is he okay without me? These quiet questions build curiosity, and curiosity leads to attraction. Most men can't handle silence. That's why it works. Silence scares people. Most men break it fast. They send a text. They call too soon. They explain themselves over and over. Why? Because they're scared to lose her, scared of being misunderstood, scared of the space between them. But you are different. You trust the quiet. You live with calm. You let the silence speak for you. Her reaction to your stillness reveals everything when you stay calm and quiet. She'll either respect your peace or try to break it. If she respects it, she'll move toward you. If she tries to break it, she may guilt you, poke you, or test you. But no matter what she does, your job is the same. Do not react. Because your stillness is your shield. It tells her you are not controlled by outside noise. You live from within. Stillness comes from self-trust. Stillness isn't pretending. It isn't fake strength. It comes from trusting yourself so much that you don't feel the need to prove, explain, or defend. You know your truth. You know your worth. And you don't fear silence, because silence doesn't mean rejection. It means space to breathe. And a man who breathes easy makes others want to be around him. Stop filling gaps that aren't yours to fill. She may stop talking. She may get quiet. She may act distant. Let her. You don't need to fill every gap. You don't need to chase every silence. Sometimes the best answer is no answer. The strongest move is no move. This shows your emotional mastery. And mastery is rare. Rare is powerful. Powerful is attractive. Stillness isn't indifference, it's control. Let's be clear, stillness isn't about being cold. It's about being in control. You feel everything. You notice everything. But you choose when and how to respond. You don't let emotions hijack your peace. You don't jump into chaos. You don't explain yourself just to be liked. You stay still. You stay grounded. And that stillness speaks louder than any words ever could. What happens when you embrace stillness? When you learn to live with stillness, you stop chasing people who don't value your presence. You stop fearing the end of something that isn't right. You start enjoying your own company more than anyone else's noise. Women notice. They feel your peace. They see that you don't need anything from them. And that's what draws them in. Stillness is not weakness. Stillness is power. A man who moves only when it's time, speaks only when it matters, stays calm no matter what storm she brings. That man is unforgettable. And when a woman meets that kind of man, she either rises to meet his level or she fades away because she can't shake him. When sweet isn't so sweet. The soft side of control. Have you ever felt like she was being too nice, but something didn't feel right? Have you ever seen a sweet smile but deep down you sense the quiet trap. Some women don't raise their voice. They raise your emotions, not through anger, but through softness. Today, let's talk about the innocent act that isn't always innocent, and how you can see it without getting fooled. Sweetness can be a strategy. Some women don't argue, push, or demand. They do something even more powerful. They play sweet. They say things like, "It's okay, I understand. I don't want to bother you. I just want you to be happy." Sounds nice, right? But sometimes it's not real. Sometimes that sweetness is a soft bait. A way to make you feel guilty. A way to pull you in by lowering your guard. She's not yelling, but you still feel like you owe her something. That's the soft side of control. Guilt is her secret weapon. When a woman plays innocent, she can make you feel like the bad guy, even when you did nothing wrong. She might not ask for anything directly, but her eyes say, "Why didn't you do more?" Her silence says, "You hurt me." Her "it's okay" feels like a trap. Now you start doing more, just to feel okay again. That's not love. That's emotional guilt. And high-value men? They don't move from guilt. They move from clarity. You must learn to sit with discomfort. When she plays innocent, she wants you to fix her feelings. But here's your power. You don't have to. Let her feel what she feels. Let her process it. Let her live with her own emotions. You don't jump in to save her. You don't offer more than you have. You don't twist yourself to avoid her sadness. You sit with the discomfort. You stay grounded. Because if you chase every frown, she learns how to use that against you. Innocence can hide expectation. Listen closely. When she acts overly sweet, she might be expecting you to read her mind. She won't say what she wants. She'll hint at it. She'll act like she doesn't care. But her eyes watch your every move. She wants you to guess. She wants you to prove. But here's the Stoic truth. Real women communicate clearly. They don't hide behind sugar. They speak with truth, not tricks. And real men? They don't guess. They wait for clarity. They respond to truth, not performance. This doesn't mean you become a robot. It means you become a man of awareness. You can enjoy her softness without being fooled by it. You can be kind without being controlled. You can feel her sadness without trying to erase it. And this kind of energy, it makes her feel safe and attracted. Because you're not easily shaken. You see the truth gently, without fear. Keep your boundaries even when she's soft. Here's the real test. Can you say no to sweetness? Not anger, not threats. Just soft eyes, kind words, quiet tears. Most men can say no to yelling, but few can say no to softness. That's where strength lives. You stay in your frame. You honor your time, your needs, your peace. You don't let charm break your boundaries. Because once you give in to guilt-based sweetness, she'll keep using it. Not out of evil, but because it works. Let's be honest. Men are wired to protect. We want to make the woman feel better. We want to fix the problem. We want to feel needed. So when she acts soft and sad, our protector brain kicks in. But protection should be for truth, not for tricks. When you protect yourself first, with awareness, calm, and strong values, then you can give real protection to others. That's what Stoic men do. The antidote to innocent manipulation? Clarity plus calm. Whenever you feel confused, ask this. What is she really asking for? Is she being clear? Am I responding out of guilt or truth? Then slow down. Don't rush. Don't explain. Don't try to solve feelings with favors. Breathe. Pause. Speak only when you're clear. That's how you outsmart innocence. Without ever starting a fight. Not all softness is love. Not all smiles are sincere. But when you live with clear eyes and a calm heart, you can see through every mask, gently, wisely, and without fear. When she doesn't say it, but she's watching everything, she doesn't always test you with her mouth. Sometimes it's with her silence. She won't say, "Be strong," but she'll watch how you act when she's moody. She won't ask, "Can you lead?" But she'll follow your energy when things get messy. This is where most men fail, not because they're weak, but because they don't even know they're being tested. Let's talk about the quiet moments, where your strength is judged without a word. Most tests aren't spoken. They're felt. You think everything is fine. She's smiling, she's laughing. But underneath, she's watching. She's watching how you handle pressure, how you deal with delays, how you react when things don't go your way. She's not looking for perfection. She's looking for presence. And guess what? If you're chasing her, if you're trying to keep her happy 24/7, you fail the test. Because she doesn't want control. She wants confidence. Your calm is louder than your words. Here's something most men miss. You don't need to impress her with speeches. You need to show her with your vibe. Do you stay calm when plans change? Do you panic when she pulls away a little? Do you hold your ground when she gets emotional? She watches that, and when she sees that you don't shake easily, that's when her attraction deepens. Because now she feels safe. Now she knows. This man doesn't crumble. The disappearing trick. A silent power play. Ever notice how some women get distant? Without warning, they text less. They reply slow. They act busy. But here's the truth. This is often a test, not a break. She wants to see, will he chase me now? Will he beg for attention? Will he lose focus? And when you don't chase, when you stay on your path, when your peace doesn't depend on her mood, boom, you pass the test. She may come back stronger, or she may disappear. But either way, you win, because you stayed in control. Women respect stillness, not panic. If you ever feel like something's off, don't rush to fix it. Most men panic. They send long texts. They ask, "Is everything okay?" They start walking on eggshells. Wrong move. Instead, be still. Let her speak when she's ready. Let her feelings settle on their own. She'll notice. And deep down, she'll respect it. Because your stillness shows strength. It tells her, "I'm not shaken by storms." And that's power. She's watching how you treat yourself. Here's one of the most hidden tests of all. She watches how you treat you. Are you kind to yourself when you mess up? Do you take care of your body, your mind, your peace? Do you have boundaries with yourself and others? She may never ask about it. But she feels it, because a man who respects himself feels different. He's grounded. He doesn't overreact. He doesn't over-explain. He doesn't overgive. And that energy, it's magnetic. You don't have to win the test. You just have to stay you. Here's the secret. These silent tests are not about passing or failing. They're about consistency. If you stay true to who you are, if your peace doesn't swing based on her mood, if your life stays centered no matter what she does, then you don't need to prove anything. She'll feel it. She'll know. You're not a puppet. You're not playing games. You're just a man with peace, and that's rare. Example, the cold shoulder trap. Let's say one day she seems cold. She doesn't call. She gives short replies. You feel that itch to ask, "What's wrong? Did I upset you?" But stop. Breathe. This is your moment. If you stay focused, if you go about your day with calm and clarity, you just showed her something powerful. I don't panic over your silence. I'm not here to chase comfort. I'm not afraid to be alone. That is Stoic strength, the hidden result of passing these tests. Here's what happens when you consistently stay grounded. Her respect for you grows. Her attraction to you deepens. She stops playing little power games because they don't work on you. You don't need to fight her. You don't need to fix her. You just need to be unshakable. And when she sees that, she starts showing up differently. More respect, more softness, more trust. Because now, she sees you as a man worth following. The biggest tests won't come with warning. They'll come in silence, in distance, in small, quiet moments. And your job is simple. Hold your ground, stay present, lead with peace. Next chapter is the final one. In it, we'll unlock the ultimate mindset, where no manipulation can touch you, because you're no longer even reacting to it. When you stop reacting, you become untouchable. What if you stopped reacting altogether? No more chasing, no more explaining, no more dancing to her mood swings. What if you let her be unpredictable and it didn't shake your soul? That's not indifference, that's power. And once you step into that space, no innocent act, no silent test, no emotional storm can control you ever again. Let's unlock that final level, the power of non-reaction. Women can use many tools: tears, silence, sweetness, confusion, distance. But all of those tools only work if you react. Think about it. The moment you panic, she has power. The moment you try to fix, she takes control. The moment you chase, you lose your center. But when you don't react, when you let the storm pass without chasing the clouds, she realizes something deep. I can't control him, and that makes me respect him. You are the mountain. She is the weather. She can be warm today, cold tomorrow. She can flirt one day and pull away the next. She can act confused, sweet, angry, distant, but you are the mountain, unshaken, unmoved, unbothered. This is not about ignoring her. It's about not abandoning yourself. Your inner calm becomes your armor. Your focus becomes your shield. And she feels it. She knows this man doesn't break under pressure. He doesn't need me to behave perfectly. He leads, no matter how I act. That, my friend, is masculine mastery. Reacting is easy. Mastery is in the pause. Anyone can react. That's automatic. She gives you attitude, you snap. She gets distant, you chase. She cries, you fold. But the high-value man pauses. He breathes. He watches. He chooses his move, if there's even one to make. This pause is your power, because in that pause you ask yourself, does this need my energy? Am I about to act from fear or strength? Is her mood more important than my peace? And when you choose peace, she feels that clarity like thunder. She'll try again. Stay still. Don't expect one test. Don't expect her to quit after one failed attempt. She might cry one day, act sweet the next, then pretend she's just confused again. But stay still, because what she's really doing is looking for a man who doesn't fold, a man who doesn't flinch, a man who lives by his standard, not her story. And when she finds that man, she stops testing, she starts trusting. This is when she submits, not by force but by energy. You'll notice something magical. She starts respecting your word. She starts craving your approval. She starts feeling safe, not because you say the right things, but because your energy is unshakable. She realizes, this man doesn't need me, but he chose me. That's rare. That's magnetic. That's when attraction becomes devotion. Not through fear, not through games, but through presence. From chasing to choosing. At the start of your journey, you chased women. You tried to earn love. You gave too much. You reacted to everything. But now, you choose. You choose who gets your time. You choose when to respond. You choose peace over panic. You choose truth over manipulation. That shift, that's freedom. You're not running toward women. You're walking your path. And if she fits into that path, great. If not, you keep walking. Detachment is not coldness, it's clarity. Some men fear being too detached. They think it means becoming cold or heartless. Real detachment means this. I care, but I don't chase. I feel, but I don't fold. I love, but I don't lose myself. You can hold space for a woman without letting her moods direct your life. You can love deeply without abandoning your values. And that balance is what makes you truly powerful. Walk away when needed, without drama. If a woman continues to manipulate, if she refuses to meet your standards, if she uses innocence as a mask for chaos, you walk, not with anger, not with a speech, not with drama. You walk with calm. You walk with dignity. You walk because peace matters more than approval. And that move, it burns deeper than any fight. Because you didn't leave in rage, you left in clarity. Final Stoic truth. You are not here to fight for her love. You are not here to prove your worth. You are the prize. You are the center. And when you live like it, with stillness, purpose, emotional power, her games melt away, and she either rises to your level or fades into the background. Either way, you win. Because you've become the man no manipulation can move. And that is Stoic wisdom.